Tak said, I'm going for my C1D visa interview next week. Can you give me tips? Which country are you going to? What's your destination country? Hey, Jemima, how are you doing? Thank you for the gift. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Let me know which country you're going to. The one who said C1D visa. USA, I'm from Kenya. C1D. C1D. Come in. So what's the purpose of travel? What are you? Hey Nanama, how are you doing? And those liking, thank you very much. Let's get to 1,000 likes right now. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Where's my charger? How many weeks? Um, cruise member. Oh, okay, cruise ship. Okay, crew member, cruise ship. Okay, yeah, you have to DM me. You have to DM me. Is that how many weeks study permits take? How many weeks study permits take outside Canada? I don't understand your question. I'll be right back. I'm coming. Oh, I'm doing well. I don't understand your question. Is it how many weeks does permit? I don't understand. What do you mean? Can you rephrase it so I understand your question? Sakwadia said, "Good day, hello, bro." Ivan said, "Daybreak. How are you doing? How is everybody doing?" Okay, so today I'm just going to get your questions. Any questions you have for me, you let me know. I answer it really, really quick, and we go from here. Mizzy, how are you doing? Dennis said, "Hello, Dennis." Dennis, hi. So this is what we're going to do. You request, I'll add you. I'll give you like 2 minutes. You ask your question, I'll answer it for you. Then I'll drop you. The next person will come out, give the person 2 minutes, and the person will ask the questions. And we go that way. Our goal still remains the same, helping 10,000 people. And I remember people reached out to me last week that they got approved. So that is a great thing. We are still going. And some people also reached out that they got denied the same last week. So yeah, you got section 221G administrative check. You hear from them very very soon. That's great. When somebody gets section 221G of late, what I tell the person is just keep your hopes high. There's a higher chance that you're going to get approved of late if you get section 221G. Yeah. So just if they told did they tell you to do anything? Did they tell you to upload any document for them? So if you're right here, right, this is what I'm going to do. If you have any questions and you want to come up, you come up, you ask your questions, I'll add you and you talk. That's a link over there. But if you wanted to ask your question in the comment section, you can do that. Okay. Please, I was denied a France visa at VFX saying that I may not come back. It was a visit visa. So visit visa, you have to prove home ties. You have to let them know why you want to come back, no matter what. Don't let them form the idea that you're not going to come back to your home country. Every visit visa, you always have to let them know that you're going to come back. Maybe you have a job, you have a business back in your home country that after traveling, you come back to that business. Okay. Yeah. They only took your passport. Okay. Okay. And on the white paper, did they tell you to, did they like sign anything that send it to them? If no, all you have to do is to wait. You'll hear from them very soon. And congratulations in advance as well. Is it important to get a flight ticket before a B1, B2 visa interview? Um, Flight ticket before a B1, B2 visa interview. You can make a flight reservation, right? There are airlines like Ethiopian Airlines where you can make a reservation before your interview. So make a reservation instead of booking a flight because um, when you get, I'm not saying you're going to get denied, but when you get denied, the flight, if you pay the money online, the flight will not, some flights tickets are non-refundable, they'll not give you back your money. So reserve the flight. Go to like Ethiopian Airlines has a reservation you don't pay. So reserve the flight before you go for a B1, B2. So I would advise you reserve instead of buying the ticket. So reserve. Hey Becky, how are you doing? Yeah, without paying. Yep. Yep. So there are flight companies like that. You can book it before your interview without paying. You're welcome. Tu parles français. Yeah, you parle français un peu, un peu. He said I added my employment letter stating when I will come back, and they still denied you. Sometimes that's how they are. That's how they are. Becky, how are you doing? Yeah, the rest, if you have any questions, you can ask me and I answer it for you. So for a B1, B2 visa, I would advise you get a plane ticket before you go. You can reserve it for free. Okay, so do that. Okay. Oh, Becky is doing well. Becky, how is preparation going? And everyone who is watching right now, how is preparation going? Are you still nervous? What is happening? Are you preparing? And I told you 30 minutes a day. Use that to prepare. Okay. Use that to prepare. Um, he said, "I need you to help me. I don't do individual helps for now. Yeah, and those like it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Hello, how are you doing? He said, now I'm scared to reapply again. It's better to take the risk. Okay, if you feel like you want to apply again, just do that. Apply again. Okay, just do that. We are still on it. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Sami said, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Bernice, bye. Thank you very much for the gift. I really appreciate it. What if they ask you what classes will you take in computer science program? It depends on the school you're going into, right? It depends on the school. So set your school's catalog, the courses they offer under computer science and do that. Okay. So go to the school's computer science portal, the courses they do, right? Some schools will even do discrete math in your first year, but some schools will didn't do that. They will reserve that for your second year. So it depends on the school. So you have to research about your school, know the courses they teach. Mohammed said, "Thank you for your good work. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that." So yeah, You said hi, boss. After the breaks at the embassy, did they change dates? Yeah, some people are saying they changed their date, so they will give you a new date for some people. So if your date was, let's say, 25th of August, after they resumed, your date could be 7th of September. So they are changing the date. Yep. Hey, Becca, how are you doing? Destiny.
Hello.
Yeah. How are you?
Okay, yourself.
I'm doing great.
Thank you. Actually, I have two questions.
Okay. What are your questions?
I got admitted to this school in Northern without funding, and I've been struggling to get scholarship, something like that. The last time I checked, I went to the school website. They have some funding, but I think it's partial. Not the first one was actually was about 1,000 USD, and the second one was says that even the deadline was approaching. So I think I sent my details. I did not hear from them. And the last time too, someone told me there's another scholarship. I tried and I did not get any response. So I was like, let me come and ask if you can help me in that way. And the second question is like, I have no funding in it. The cost of parts and the cost of attendance is around 33,000. So it's huge for me. And sometimes when you're talking to people, they are saying like it's very difficult to get approved with that cost of attendance. So if you want, you can just stop for the interview and start every.
Hello? Yeah, I think your network
I was
is
asking.
okay. So your first question was you don't have
I
any
was
funding,
I
right?
I was asking. Wait, yeah, yeah.
And you want okay, let me explain. You can mute yourself, then I explain, and I'll ask you whether you understand it. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So to get your question well, right? You said you don't have any funding. You got a school in North Dakota, and the deficit is 33,000 US dollars, right? And you are asking whether to proceed with your visa or to get another school. That's your question.
Please let me request again. I think my network is
Okay.
misbehaving.
Okay. Do that. Do that. Yeah. So the rest, if you have any question, you can request or you can put it in the comment section. I'll just answer it for you. And kindly keep on liking and keep on sharing as well. Yeah. Share, like, comment. Okay. Let me pick Destiny again.
I don't know if you get what I said.
So
Correct.
this was your question, right? You got a school in North Dakota
Yeah,
and you didn't get any funding.
yeah.
And the deficit, what the amount you have to pay every year is
It's
$33,000
yeah, almost thirty-three
and
thousand.
almost 33,000. So let's say
Yeah,
32 point something, right?
yeah,
Okay. And you are asking whether to proceed with your visa or not.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm even done. My interview date is October.
It's in
But
October.
sometime when you talk to people, Like sometimes when you talk to people,
Mhm.
like they will be advising you that with that huge amount without funding, it's better to stop and start the, I mean, everything again and get funding before you go for the interview.
Okay,
And
so
sometimes too, people will tell you that, I mean, just try it. Maybe sometimes it's by luck. You can have that huge amount and it still get approved. Sometimes too, you have fully funded and still get denied. So it's 50-50. Just know how to defend yourself and just know how to defend your story. Sometimes it depends on how you defend, you say your story, and then blah blah. That's what most people tell me. And
okay, so
sometimes too, people
let me
will
let
say
me ask
something
you
that will, I
let
mean,
me ask you
discourage
this
you.
first question,
So I
right?
was just asking, is it good to, I mean,
Can you hear me, Destiny? Hello?
yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hello?
Even I was supposed to go to this August, but because of this thing, I was struggling to get the sooner day, so I deferred the course. And even now, even the last time I did it, and they sent me new I-20 again. But sometimes too, like when I think about what people are telling me, I'm having some different mind, double minded. Like, should I stop or should I continue what I'm doing? Something like that. That's why I need your help.
Okay,
If
so
there will be a way that I can get any form.
let's say you've gone for your visa interview,
Yes.
right? And you get approved and you come to the US. Are you going to be able to pay the 33,000? Are your parents going to be able to afford that amount of money?
Yeah. That one is secure.
Okay, so you have a bank statement to prove the $33,000.
Yes.
Okay, what work does your parents do? Like, who is your sponsor?
That's my uncle. I use my uncle's statement. He is going to be my sponsor.
What work does your uncle do?
He's this he's businessman. Sometimes he go to China to import things like goods, buy those tricycles, and sometimes to import cars and other stuffs. And he also own this thing, this filling station, gas station here.
Oh, okay.
He
So,
has some of the gas stations here.
okay. Is he your mother's brother or your father's brother? Or someone else?
Sorry again.
Is he your mother's brother or your
Say
father's
it again.
brother or someone else?
No, direct from my mother's brother. Yeah, the brother to my mother.
Okay, so what they are
He's my
saying,
direct uncle.
their claim about you not getting approved could be true. It's true. Like, if you don't have any scholarship, $33,000, paying that amount every year is quite, people do not. Um, it's quite difficult, right? But since you already have a date, I wouldn't tell you to stop. You already have a date. You've already booked an appointment. You have to go anyways. So my recommendation is to go. He's off. She's off. So 33,000 to me is huge. I would recommend she got more scholarships so that it decreases the deficit a little bit. Because of late, as I always say, the Naya rate is high up there. So if you have a $33,000 scholarship, um, it's quite tough. Yeah, it's quite tough. But since she has already booked an appointment, there is no other option than to go. You if you cancel it, you've wasted your money, right? So why don't you go? And I don't think they're going to refund your money for you. So you don't have any other option than to go. So go, explain your situation, and hope for the best. So if you have a very huge deficit, the first question I'll ask you is, can your parents pay? Can they afford that amount of money? because 33,000 to me is huge. 36,000 is huge. 40,000 is huge. So I would advise you get more scholarships. The first school I ever got into before I came here, I got into a school in Ohio. My deficit was like 35,000 or 39,000. I've forgotten. I didn't come because how am I going to pay? So the fact that you go to school, they gave you admission, and you have a deficit doesn't mean you have to force yourself to go. You can wait. You can wait one more year. It doesn't hurt waiting one more year. Don't force yourself to come and struggle. Just wait. Try and apply for other schools. Try and get more scholarships before you come. But since Destiny, you already have a date, I wouldn't stop you from going. If you cancel it, they are not going to refund your money. They are not. So what I will recommend you do is to go and explain your situation, and let's see what happens. Hi, Douglas. How are you doing? Yeah. So personally, if I were in her shoes with 33,000, um, and taking into consideration my, it's been a while, Douglas, and taking into consideration my family's income, I wouldn't go with 33,000. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, Destiny.
Yes.
Yeah, you heard what I said, right?
Yeah, I heard
So,
some. My network was
At this
misleading,
point,
so
you've already booked an appointment, right?
okay.
So
Yeah.
all you have to do, just like Black is saying, you have to go. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So now you've booked an appointment. People will discourage you that 33,000 is too huge, but there is no turning back. If you cancel it, they are not going to give you back your money. So go, be confident, explain your situation well, and since you said he's your real uncle, he has that amount of money, and you said he has his own gas station, so which proves that he has that amount of money.
Okay.
So go, okay, don't listen to anyone. Go and see what it is.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, all the best. All the best.
Okay. Thank
You are welcome.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This is-
Douglas, it's been a while. How have you been? You don't look for me no more. Cliff says she can also reach out to the school if they have scholarships. At this point, no, most schools wouldn't give you a scholarship if you've already gotten your I-20 few days to you. But yeah, as you said, there is no point in trying. There is no harm in trying. So reach out to the school and see. Yeah, and Black, you're right. That is what I always tell them. If you have a very huge deficit and you still want to go, make your uncle or your sponsor very, very rich, add more credibility to his name. So I would, if I were in her situation, I would highlight more on the uncle has a gas station, he imports cars from China. That's what she said. So I'll highlight more. So in their minds, the uncle is very rich, and so 33,000 is like peanuts to him, and so he's able to sponsor her education. Yeah, those like and thank you very much. If you have any other question, let me know. Is this advisable? It depends on you, right? I personally wouldn't go with $27,000 deficits. It's quite a huge amount. Okay. I wouldn't personally go with that. But if you think you can go with that, go with that. But I wouldn't advise you go with that. In this current era, don't go with 27,000. But before that, what school and how much scholarships did you get? Alma said after getting I-20, you have to fill. Yeah. So the moment you get your I-20 from the school, you are done with the school. You have nothing to do with the school for the meantime. The next thing you have to do is to fill the DS-160. And on Saturday, I'll be announcing this. I'm hosting a webinar to teach you how to fill the DS-160 on your own, right? This Saturday, that's what we are going to do. For example, someone has sent you an invite, right? Your auntie says she has sent you an invite. How do you go about filling the DS-160? We will talk about that on Saturday's webinar. So how to fill the DS-160, the mistakes you have to avoid and everything. I'll be teaching that on Saturday. So after, back to your question, after you fill the after you get the I-20, the next thing you have to do is to fill the DS-160. He said I was denied with 28,000 last week. So of late, huge deficits. It's likely that you may, so your chances of getting approved with a huge deficit, from what I've seen, is quite lower than. That is why I always come here. I advise that you get as many scholarships as possible, rack up as many scholarships as possible, not only from the school, but you can talk to an organization, both in the US or back in your home country. Talk to an organization that, hey, I've gotten into this school in the US. You can write a letter to maybe Cowbell, Zonda, all these companies. Write a letter to them that you've gotten admission to the school, but you need somebody to sponsor your education. So can they sponsor your education? If yes, that is amazing. If no, you move on to another company. Keep on doing that. So I personally wouldn't go with 27,000, 25,000. I wouldn't go with that. Even 20,000, I wouldn't go with that. I wouldn't. Yeah. I would go with a bank statement. I would prefer a bank statement. Yeah, that's my mom. My mom just joined my live. Shout out to you, mom. Yeah, my mom just joined my live. Thank you very much for the support, mommy. Thank you very much. So have filled and submitted my DS-160, but I didn't get the day I was expecting. How do I change the DS-160? And I also teach that again on Saturday. So on Saturday, I'll be teaching you everything about DS-160. I'll share with you the everything, the details. I'll be posting about it this week. So I'll be teaching you everything you have to know about the DS-160. Avoid common mistakes. If somebody invited you, you want to fill the DS-160, I'll be teaching that as well. And what you just said, maybe you filled your first DS-160, you made a mistake on there, and you want to change the DS-160, how to change it and how to link it to your already existing appointment dates. I'm going to teach all that, because if you fill a new DS-160 and you don't link it to your appointment date, they might not let you take the interview. They might tell you to go back and get a new date and come back. So I'm going to teach you all that, everything regarding DS-160 on Saturday, 8 p.m. Ghana time, GMT. So it will be like in Nigeria time, it will be like 9 p.m. Nigeria time. Yeah. So huge deficits. It'll, because if you get denied and your deficit is huge, you wouldn't know whether it's because of your deficit or it's because of something else. So I would try and get as much scholarship as possible. Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if somebody wants to come to the US from Ghana, right? These people easily got approved. Like, did you normally, there were visa denials, but did you normally hear of visa denials like years ago? No. Why? Because when students were coming, they would write the SAT, they'll try and get as much scholarships as possible before they come. Even before I was coming, I didn't know that you could go to a visa interview with $30,000 deficit. I didn't know that. All I knew was a full scholarship or a deficit less than $5,000. That is all I knew about. But of late, agents are common. They'll just apply to any schools for you without any scholarship, and they'll tell you to go and hope for the best. So that is why denial is rising. But if everyone went there with a full scholarship, so I believe that full scholarship is like directly proportional to approval. If you get a full scholarship, your chances of getting approved is higher than someone with like $40,000 deficits. If you have a 50,000 without scholarship, it takes grace. That is it. So, Becky said, "I'm coming." Let me pick up. Yeah, me live. I've seen your message. Messenger mouse is here. Okay. So, so how do you want it to be? Okay. 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 Yeah, Fred says, senior, I hope you're good. I'm doing amazing. Becky said, in case you're approved with high deficit and you want to transfer to a school, another school, you have a funding. Yeah, you can transfer. No school can force you to be in their school. So you can transfer to another school. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But it depends on the school. Some schools would require an initial deposit the moment you get there. So it would depend on the school and the policy of the school. And I don't know of every school because there are over 6,000 universities in the US. I don't know of every school, but maybe there will be a school where their policy will say if you come here, you would have to spend at least one semester before you can transfer. But there are schools where you come there and you can transfer. So check the school's policy whether you can transfer immediately you get here. Okay, Becky. Yeah, fresh. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing great. If you don't get approved with full funding, is it easier to identify? Yeah, it is very easier to identify the course. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Black. Oh, Black, you are doing well. Like, thank you for helping me with stuff like this. Yeah. So if you get a full scholarship or you get denied, you would know that okay, it's not because of my funding. Because again, visa officers check for three main things: your purpose, your funding, and your home ties. So if you have a full scholarship, there is no fault with your funding. So it could be the two. Maybe you couldn't really explain why you were coming here or why you returned back to your home country. That is why you were denied. But if you have a huge deficit, you wouldn't know whether it's a funding issue, whether it's a home ties issue, whether it's this. And they'll not tell you that this is the reason why I denied you. Yeah, Fresh, you can say it. You said I want to say something regarding funding. You can say it. Is it possible to do the S160 before paying? Yeah, always. That is what I even recommend. After you get the I-20, I've made several videos on this. After you get the I-20, the next thing you have to do is to fill the DS-160. Don't pay the service fee right there. Fill the DS-160. You can submit the DS-160. Try and get an appointment date. After you get a date, you can pay the service fee afterwards. So service fee comes. You can pay the service fee before the DS-160. You can do that. But I wouldn't recommend that because service fee has an expiring date, right? So when you pay your service fee, today is 24th of August, right? So when you pay your service fee 24th of August, it will expire next year, same day, 24th of August, it will expire. It's no longer valid. You have to pay another service fee, right? So if you the moment you get your I-20 and you pay your service fee right now, it will still expire next year, 24th of August. So why don't you wait till you get a date? Because if you pay it right now and you don't have a date and you get a date, like let's say next year, March, it will expire still the same date. So after you get an I-20, fill your DS-160, submit your DS-160. And as I said on Saturday, I'm going to teach you everything you have to know, all the mistakes you have to avoid in your DS-160 because it's very crucial. When you go for your interview, the officer is mostly looking on your DS-160 and asking you questions. So if you make mistakes on the DS-160, it's going to affect you. And if an agent helped you fill your DS-160, after that agent is done, kindly go back and look through the DS-160 before you go for your interview. Fred said those talking about their funding should kindly check their CV or resume well. That is very true. That's very true. Most of them do not write good CV, and due to that, they don't get funding. Okay, that's true. That's true. So for the funding, I told you that for a graduate school, always try your maximum best to send a cold email to professors. Try your maximum best, at least get some professors in your department, outside your department. The whole thing is that you are very, very hungry to get a funding. That is it. Because the funding can decide the outcome of your visa interview. So after you apply to the school, you are now hungry. Try your maximum best to get a scholarship. Because if you're hungry and you don't get food, hey, you're going to be you're going to feel uncomfortable. So scholarships is like food for you. After you apply, don't wait for admission before you start asking for scholars. The moment you submit your application, you go to the school's website. Do they have scholarships available? Apply to as many scholarships you qualify for. And also start sending emails to professors. Hey, I see you're doing this research. I want to do the blah 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 blah. You can attach your resume as Fresh is saying to the email, send it to them. He said, how many days does it take for you to receive an emergency date? It depends. It depends. Sometimes it can even take 3 weeks, sometimes even one week, 3 days. It depends. I don't know how they do it, but it depends. So I can't really tell how long it takes. All you have to do is to apply and wait. Yeah. I think I applied. I got when I was applying, mine was I applied and I think in 1 week I got a reply from them. I got denied for the emergency date. I wanted an earlier date when I was coming, but they denied me. So he said most professors or directors only tell you to look on the handshake. Yeah, but most professors will also direct you to the right channel. So that's why I said, like, keep on emailing. When they direct you, that is great because they've given you a resource. And sometimes when you're applying for a job, they might ask who referred you or how did you hear about us? Just state the professor's name that the professor referred you. How many times did you apply for the emergency appointment or for visa? For the visa, I applied for once. I got approved on the first try. That's it. But what I did, okay, the reason why I easily got approved on the first try, and this is it, I applied to more than 70 schools because I got into many schools. I got into Louisiana State, Arizona State. I got into a lot of schools, more than 10 schools out of the 70. I got into schools in Massachusetts, Michigan State. I got into that school. But I didn't apply for the visa interview with none of these schools. I was waiting. So I waited for 3 years to get to that school I went to. So the reason why I got approved on the first try, people say you are lucky, but I wasn't. I applied to more than 70 schools waiting for the right offer before I used that school to apply for my visa. But people will just apply to one school. When the school comes, they'll just apply for visa. They'll get denied again. It's better for a school to deny you, okay, and reject you because you wanted a full scholarship than going for a visa, paying the visa application fee $185 and getting denied again. A visa denial is more painful than a school rejecting your application. So it doesn't hurt. I waited for 3 years. So if you can wait, you just completed high school, you applied, the deficit is too much. It doesn't hurt to wait for 1 more year. Because if you do everything, you waste your time applying for visa and you get denied again, you wouldn't know whether to start the whole process again. But if you get denied or if you get a school, the offer is not good. That is my major advice. I wouldn't go for a visa interview. I wouldn't. If I have 20,000, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't. 30,000, I wouldn't go. 40,000, I wouldn't go. Yeah, because anybody can get a $30,000 scholarship. Even if you have F9s in the WASI and you apply to a school, they can give you $30,000 deficit. So you haven't done anything special to deserve a visa because I can apply to the how many people are here right now? Like more than 30, right? From here and here. 30 people. We can do application within this week. By Friday, you should get an admission decision because some schools take like 3 days to give you an admission decision. You can get a decision by Friday, but they are not going to give you a scholarship. So if you get a school without scholarship, to me, you haven't done anything, but you're going to be very happy during your first admission because my first school, I was happy. Like, yeah, you're going to be happy just because you've gotten a school, but getting the school, you've done well. That is amazing, but that is not the end of it. If you think your scholarship, you can pay, ditch that school. If you can get more scholarships, fine. But if you can't, apply to another school. It's better to do that than Go all in, go for your visa interview, hope that everything is going to be fine. They deny you. Now that you're going to start all over again, start paying everything back again. I don't really care about the scholarships, Deborah. What I do really care about is the amount you have to pay after you get the scholarships. Because if they give you $4,000 scholarship and you have to pay, let's say $80,000, I wouldn't advise you go that for that. Yeah, I'm coming. My brother wants me to do something for him. I'll be right back. My brother wants me to do something for him. Those here coming, but those here we can still talk. Please share some schools. He said, "Did you pay application?" No, I didn't pay application fee for all the 70 schools. None of them. I never paid for application fee. I'm coming. I want to send something. Um, so there's one thing many people do not know. Schools wouldn't. There are schools that would give you application fee waiver, so you don't have to pay for application fee. So before you apply, reach out to the school. My name is Belly Beidou. I'm from. You mention your country. Um, you let them know that you want an application fee waiver. There are schools who will send you a code so you don't have to pay. So reach out to the school first. That is what I did. And also I use Common App. Common App, you can choose that you want a need-based financial aid. They'll not let you pay none of the application fees. So you can use that as well. So I never paid for application fee, never. But people go ahead and pay. So if I reach out to them that I want an admission fee, application fee waiver, and they don't mind me, I'll just go ahead and ditch that school and apply to another school. So my advice to you today, rack up the scholarships, like get as much scholarship as possible. If you don't get much scholarships, don't go for your visa interview. Sometimes I try to encourage and say, you go, it's nothing, but the reality is I feel very sad when people get denied. I feel very sad. So I I just want to tell you what I did that worked for me. I never went in spite of the schools I got into. Come in. Let me finish this. Yeah. I got into a lot of schools, but I never went because I thought that it's better to get a good amount of scholarships and to get a low deficit than to go for a visa interview. Go there with hopes that I'm going to get approved and get denied. Okay. All right, Jillian, are you still there? I just finished. You asked a question. Jillian, let me know whether you are still here or you left. So that is it. Um, if you have any further questions, let me know. So some of the schools I applied to almost most state universities. And when you look closely, for example, you're an engineering student, I think Arizona State gives full scholarships to most engineering students under the MasterCard program. So if you don't know this, you wouldn't apply for that. So I think it's more research, more research. That is what you have to do. More research. More research. So, Jillian, biomedical engineering, there are schools that will likely, because there are schools that will do research and they will likely give you a graduate assistantship or something, because biomedical engineering is like a big deal. Like engineering in general is a big deal. So maybe that school didn't give you full scholarship or a good amount of scholarship. 4,000 to me is not enough for 25,000 for a master's program. So I would wait. I wouldn't apply for my visa, and I would apply for another school, like 10 schools again, and try again, biomed, and see what happens. So 4,000, 25,000. Personally, I wouldn't go. Okay, yeah. He said I'm planning on coming to the US as an international student very soon. That's great. That's a big dream. Yeah. Don't give up at any point. Just make sure it is done. Okay. And as I always say, if you have this dream, it's a very big dream. So what I need you to do is to break it down into smaller chunks. Today, this is what I'm working on. Tomorrow, this is what I'm working on. Like do it like that way before you go. Is that how much do you think I should be saved before arriving for a stability? Um, amount you need to save before you come to the US. I think you need $185 for visa application fee. You need $350 for service fee. So a total of $535. They are going to take taxes. So let's say $550. And plane ticket. I'm not going to add plane ticket for now. So you need around $550, which is almost like 6,000 Ghana cedis. If you'd learn and apply it on your own, that is the amount you need. Does transcript evaluation give you a chance of full funding? No, it doesn't do anything. Transcript evaluation doesn't do anything. They just want to look at your transcript. So transcript evaluation is the system. How transcript is viewed in Ghana is different from transcript in the US. So they need a company, West or something. So you send them your transcript, you have to pay as well. And they'll change it to the US system and send it to your school. That is transcript. So changing the Ghana system to the US system and sending it to your school. How it will help is that the Ghana system of evaluating is quite up there. It's difficult. Like it's very, very hard. So for example, if you get a B in KNUST, when you do transcript evaluation, you can get an A in the US because KNUST, Legon, how they grade is very up there. So that is how it's going to help you. It's going to a little bit boost up your grades, especially if you do with WES. It's going to boost up your grade. That is the only thing that is going to do. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a full scholarship. No, it is just changing your transcripts you had already in your former school in your home country to the US system. But the only advantage is sometimes the grading in our home country is quite tough than the US. So when they change it, you can get better grades. So for example, you have a GPA of let's say 2.9. If they do transcript evaluation, you can get like 3.3 GPA. So that is the only thing that helps. Aside that, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get scholarships or anything. They just want to see your GPA. Is it possible to get a full funding in project management? Yeah, it's possible. Every course is possible. You just need the right connections. Everything in the US is connections. Like to get a job connection, to get a scholarships connections, to get an internship connections. Everything is connections. So that is why I say I always advocate for a cold email because cold email will connect you to professors and staff. Contacting companies will connect you to people you would never know. So, and also there are schools that accept Mastercard. You know Mastercard, right? Many people in KNUST and other African countries know Mastercard. They also do the same thing in the US. I think Arizona State, as I said, has a Mastercard program. So research into these things and apply. Nope, Nope. I think the easiest way to get a scholarship is like the STEM programs, because many people wouldn't go to a master's for engineering. Engineering masters is only like people from outside. Yeah. So it's easier to get for masters and PhD engineering. It's easier. That is why I said, Jillian, I said, you don't have to go with that $4,000 scholarship. You can get a school that is going to give you a GA that will take care of, for a biomedical engineer, you can get a better school. So don't rush to go for a visa interview. I need you to wait. If you can wait for 1 year, do internship in Ghana. Don't rush to come here. Okay. Do internship in Ghana. For the meantime, whilst you are doing that internship to gain the experience, you'll be applying. There is a school somewhere with biomedical engineering. They can give you a full scholarship and give you a monthly stipend as well. But if you come here, that the school says I should come, they're going to give me a scholarship. Nope. This it's quite uncertain. It's like somebody saying, "Come to my house," and I'm not going to like. I'm going to give you food, but when you come, he's not going to give you food. Yeah, so you can't guarantee that the school is saying this, so they're going to give it to you. The schools need money. They need as many students as possible so that they can get money off you. So the only way to convince you to come is, oh, come, we are going to give you more scholarships. Come there and you sit. Even if they honor their promise, they'll just give you $500 scholarship. You already have an visa interview date. Okay, so you can go. You can go. Yeah, you can go if you already have a date. You can go. But come in with $21,000 deficits, biomedical engineering. There are schools that will give you a scholarship easily, and they'll give you stipends as well. So monthly, the school will be sending you money just because you do a research for the school or because you teach. But it's okay. You can go. You can go. But it's quite difficult when you come here with $21,000 deficit. You know, I always talk about the struggles of international students, and I say this that international students are struggling. But you know, the deficit people have, they have like 6,000. People have like 6,000, 10,000, and they are bleeding. So if you come here with 30,000, I'm like, how are you going to pay that amount of money? 6,000, they are struggling. So you are coming with 30,000, which is like 5 times more. With tingling and ability with yeah, it's quite tough. So people will be like, you know, when I come to the US, I'm going to work because they say to the students you can work on campus and pay. Come and work and see. The work will give you like $2,000 for the whole semester because you can only work for 20 hours and they give you minimum wage. So $2,000, you have $30,000. So let's say you're not going to buy anything, you're not going to buy any food, no clothes. You use the whole thing you've worked for to pay for your fees. So you still have 28,000 left to pay. Who is going to pay that amount of money? Your family is going to send 3 billion to you in the US to pay? No. So rack up the scholarships. That's the most important thing. Yeah, I would advise you sit down and restructure. If you can push your, I think there is a reschedule option in your interview. I When there are dates available in 2027 and you just finished your NSS, so you can take 2 year gap year. Biomedical engineering, I believe you can get a good graduate assistantship. Yeah. So I would recommend you push it instead of you going for the visa interview. Push it back. Apply to other schools. After you get out of schools, you fill the new DS-160. You link the new DS-160 to the appointment date you pushed back and go again. Because 4,000 for your value is quite low. I wouldn't come. Please, can you help me with admission and graduate assistantship in the US? Nah, I can't. Nah, Ericus, I can't. Yeah, people be like, can you do it for me? No. The best I'm doing is Ericus is crying. Yeah, I can't. Because right now I have like 2,000 DMs only on TikTok. Imagine YouTube they don't send DMs. I have like 100 DMs on Instagram. Facebook a lot, like 800. So more than 3,500 people. Okay, so trying to get time and helping everybody. So that's why I try and come live. So if I give you like a little of my time, I'm doing very, very well. Yeah, so that's the main reason. I've made a lot of videos on admissions, the schools you have to choose, how to get scholarships, how I personally got a full funding. I've I've written books on visa interviews, and this has everything about visa interviews. I've written a book, like a whole book. That is me at the back. So I've written a whole book on visa interview. So I think I've done enough, But I, yeah, Eric was sorry. Right? Yeah, Black said sorry. He just watched videos. Yep. If you have a CGPA of 3.38, can it shoot up to 3.54? Yeah, it can, but it's not guaranteed that it's going to shoot up. Sometimes it remains the same. So sometimes I can't really guarantee. It depends on the system they use. So Memphis, it depends. But mostly what I know for WES, don't use other evaluations because it's cheap. People can use Spantran and other things, but I would recommend WES. That's a most expensive as compared to the other evaluation companies, but I will use that because they normally shoot up your, like, after, I don't know the system you use, but after they pass your GPA through the system, it's normally shoots up always. I haven't seen someone whose GPA has remained, but other evaluation companies, I've tried ECE and what again have I tried? I've tried other companies as well. It remained the same. Nothing went up or down. So yeah, use WES. That's transcript evaluation. Yeah, okay, I answered your question, Becky. So what I would say today is try and get scholarships before you try. You get it. And as I always say, I got approved on my first try. And the main reason was it took me, people would only see the first try I went. They wouldn't see the struggles. There were times where when the admission decision comes and they reject me, I'll sleep on the floor. I wouldn't even sleep on the bed. I'll be crying. I'll be on the floor. Yeah. But I think it was worth it because it helped with my visa interview. Is that how much is it with the West? West, yeah, every time they are trying to increase their, let me check. Like less than $300. Yeah, so around 3,000. Yeah, 3,000 cities. Yep. I could thank you for the likes. I really appreciate those like and those who come here to support. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So we have 2 more minutes and we are done for today. So if you forget everything, get more scholarships before you go for your interview. And schools, I've realized schools have this. They have this strategy they use. And I'll get a court case, but this is it. I'm not pointing out any school. The fact that they gave you a scholarship doesn't mean go to the school. If I'm a school, right, I formed my own school, and I'll be charging like $40,000 for total costs. But I'll just say, okay, I'm charging $44,000 as total costs. I'll give you everybody who applies. I'm going to give you an automatic scholarship of $4,000. So the price is still $40,000, but I just used. So the $4,000 extra will force you to come to my school. Is a form of marketing. So yeah, so the fact that they give you a scholarship doesn't mean they like you automatic. People say, so I always say if you haven't done anything for the school, they will never give you they will never give you a funding. If you haven't done anything to deserve a scholarship, they will not give it to you. So get good grades. If you don't have good grades and you have undergrad, if you have good SAT scores, that'll help. If you apply for a graduate assistantship, that will help. So don't say I've applied to a school and you are hoping to get a scholarship. Nah, no school will do that. Schools are there for profit. They need money from you. That is why they formed the school in the first place, because they need money to pay professors. So no school in the US will give you a scholarship for free. That this is a scholarship because you applied to my school. Take this free scholarship. No school will do that. So I don't believe in automatic scholarship. If they gave you automatic scholarship, it's a form of marketing just to for you to come to the school. So automatic scholarships will never be a full scholarship. The fact that you apply, they're going to give you automatic. No, it will never be a full scholarship. Never. Because you have to come there and pay something. So they use that money. So that's it. So if I'm in school, I'll say my fees, though the money I need for my school to keep running is $30,000. But I'll say, okay, my fees is $45,000. If you apply, I'm going to give you a automatic scholarship of $15,000. That's the same 30,000 you're coming to pay. But 15,000, hey, the school was giving me a scholarship, so I have to go because no, you haven't done anything to deserve that scholarship, bro. So yeah, that is it. That is it. That is it for today. Mr. Nat, I didn't know this earlier. I wouldn't make this move at all. Waited to get a scholarship first. It's not too late. I know people and I've coached people who didn't have a scholarship. It was too late like yours, but they went anyway. So if your interview date is close, you can't do anything about it. Go. Just go. Yeah. Go and really. So as I said earlier, visa officers take three main things: purpose of travel, your funding, and your home ties. So right now you don't have a scholarship, so your funding is quite so really hammer on your purpose. If you have a very good purpose, that is why I always say you have to have a story. You have to have a story. If you have a very good reason why you want to come here, maybe you want to do something special, and you really prove home ties, it might cater for the funded. So I remember I coached this girl Fatima. I used to coach, but I stopped 1v1 coaching. It's it gives me heartbreaks, so I don't do that no more. Um, yeah, it gives me heartbreaks. For example, you help you coach somebody to a point that the person goes and the person came back and he said, I got denied. It messes up my whole day. Like I can't do anything the whole day. So I no longer do 1v1 coaching again. But when I used to do that, there was a girl I coached. She had no funding, right? My biggest recommendation was for her to get a scholarship, but she didn't get a scholarship. So what I did was let's do it anyway. So we did it. We really hammered on her purpose and her on her home ties. The funding was great, and we really the funding. She had a very good sponsor, so we really made that sponsor very rich. The sponsor was rich, but we have to highlight that the sponsor was very rich, and he will be able to cater for her. Hey, Nanekia, how are you doing? I make hair, makeup, and pedicure. I love hardworking people. Everybody, you have to patronize her. Go and make your hair with unique touch. And she does hair, makeup, and pedicure. Where are you located? If you don't have funding, can you try Empower Loans as your source of funding? You can try. You can try Empower Loans. Yeah. Miss Sandra, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I have a gig for you, but yeah. Kindly call me today, Sandra. I really need something from you. Yeah. You are located in Nigeria, Lagos. So everybody, Unique Touch is in Nigeria, Lagos. She does hair and nails and makeup. So if you're in Lagos and you're watching me right now, Unique Touch, go there and do your hair. Bro, now reply my message. In the evening, Sandra, in the evening. And guys, everybody should follow Sandra, Miss Poker, that account over there. If you're on TikTok, follow her. If you need any tips, she's going to help you out with that. What do you think about a full tuition scholarship by the 15K? I would prefer that than a $20,000 scholarship. I would prefer that. So yeah, I'll prefer that. Gideon, I'll prefer that. But still, too much scholarship doesn't hurt. So still get more scholarships. Yeah, too much scholarship doesn't hurt at all. So don't be okay, but yeah. Yeah, everybody follow her. Follow her. She has a lot of tips for you guys. So everybody follow Miss Poker. Everybody. Is it true that if you use Empower Loan, you have a low chance of getting your visa approved? For that, I can't answer. I'm not a visa officer, so I can't answer that. Yeah, I can't. I can't. If I wish I could answer that question, I can't. And I don't have much. If I can answer, if I have much information about that, maybe 100 people have gone that I know of with Empower Loan, and like 80 people got it, then I can base on that fact and tell you that okay, this is what is going to happen. But for Empower, I know a few people. Some of them got approved, but I don't have enough information to say if you go with it, you're going to get approved for. So for that. But the reason why I'm talking more about full scholarships is I know more than 30 people who went with a full scholarship. None of them, only one person got denied. Only one out of 30. So it's almost 100% acceptance. You are going to get approved if you have a full scholarship. So that one I can say for a fact that full scholarship works. But for Empower, I know some people who got approved with Empower, some people got denied. So it's 50-50. So I can't say that you can get approved with Empower. What is the least deficit I would recommend? Um, it will depend. It will depend. The list is full scholarship over. I am always a big advocate of a full scholarship because it makes the visa interview very, very, very easy. Like very, very, very easy. So they will be like, why the US? You answer it very well. And the next question will be, who is going to sponsor you? Okay, officer, I have a full scholarship, and so the school will be taking care of everything. They might not ask you any question again. They'll say, I'll approve your visa, I'll be keeping your passport. That will be it, bro. That will be it if you have a full scholarship. They wouldn't even stress themselves to ask you further questions. Sometimes they even allow you to prove home ties. Are you going to return after graduation? They wouldn't even allow you to do that because this is what I think. If you have a full scholarship, the school is paying for your education. It's highly unlikely that you're going to drop out of school because you have a funding. So no one is going to drop out of school because you have a full funding. It's difficult for you to do that. But if you come here, your deficit is $30,000. You can't pay. There is a likelihood that you're going to drop out of school. Then you find other ways to immigrate permanently, and they don't want that. So that is the difference. What is the least SAR score to get? It depends on the schools. For SAT, it depends on the school. There are schools that will give you a scholarship even if you have a 1450 but try and get a 1500 for the SAT. Try your best. Yeah, you have a question you can ask. Have you heard of Ascent Loan? Rebecca, no, I haven't heard of Ascent Loan. This is the first time I'm hearing of Ascent Loan. What do you think about this? Tuition of 44K, 9K deficits, 18K living expenses. I'm also a transfer student, and the scholarship is kind of prestigious in the institution. Think logically. So 18 plus 9 will give you like 27. So $27,000 deficit. Um, Personally, I wouldn't go with that. But it's a transfer. So transfer, getting that amount of scholarship is amazing because transfer, the best they are going to give you is like thousand, $2,000, $5,000. They'll not give you much for a transfer. So they're giving you that amount for a transfer student. If you already have it, they try and let's see. Think logically. Becca, which country is Ascent Loan? Let me know. Can you recommend like five schools that gives full funding? Five schools that give full funding. Many schools. Many schools. Um, many schools give full funded. It depends on what you want. Mm, I'll go with. Let's see. Economics. Full funding. Is it a graduate program? Yeah, thank you for the likes. Becca, where is Ascent Loan? Is it an international organization or something? Because I haven't. Economics. I'll go with Kansas State University. Kansas State grad. Yeah, try Kansas State. Try Georgia State as well. Georgia Southern. No, but yeah, try Kansas State. Okay, yeah, Sandra is giving you some recommendations, and Black said most state universities do, especially in STEM. Yeah, so apply. That's what I did when I was applying to schools. Every state university I applied to, Nevada State University, Utah State University, Arizona State University, Louisiana State University. I applied to every state university there is, except West Virginia State University. But I applied to every state university, and most of them accepted me because they have a low acceptance rate. So yeah, Miss Booker said CNA, University of Nevada. So if University of Nevada, Florida State University. So apply to most state universities and don't stop. Don't apply to just two and stop. There are 50 states. Apply to all the state universities and try Ohio State University as well. I got into Ohio State University as well, but I didn't come with that school because I didn't get a good funding. Yeah, after you say thank you, Miss Booker, you follow her. You follow her. Empower couldn't give me the loan, so they introduced me to Ascent. I haven't heard of Ascent loan. Yeah, and of late, Empower is very hesitant on giving loans as compared to First. Initially, they used to give loans like never before, but of late, they have like the rate at which they give loans is they can easily deny you, but I didn't hear of that years ago. I don't know whether it's the number of people applying. So yeah. Yeah, I've seen Ascent loan. I just checked it on Google. APY is APR is 2.9%. So yeah, which is great. Yeah, and if it was recommended by Empower, just apply for it. It covers up to 100% of school costs in under 3 minutes. Okay, no fees, easy repayment. Okay, everybody would say that. So there's no easy repayment, but yeah, try it. If your school goes with Ascent, I would try it because their rate is very low. Yeah, but I haven't heard of it. Today is the first time I'm hearing of Ascent loan. But if it was recommended by, is it? Empower or Empower? This Empower. Empower. That's a loan company. Empower. Do you think it's important to write GRE or GMAT if you want full funding for project management? You can write it if you can get a good score. Yes, you can write it. Project management is becoming a big deal of late. Sandra said, Ascent loan, I think you would need a cosigner who is a US citizen. Or yeah, they are saying you need a cosigner. Ascent loan, you need a cosigner. Yeah. So if you can get a cosigner, that would be great. But I don't know about Ascent loan. Oh, okay, Empower. Okay. Wisdom, thank you for the one rose. I really appreciate that. And Linda as well. Wisdom and Linda, thank you. Hello, Mr. Andy. How are you doing? He said, I want to study bachelor's in cybersecurity. Do you know any school? I also won a quiz. Which quiz did you win? And why cybersecurity? Is it because of money? I booked an appointment date recently, and today, Becca, they are saying, Ascent, you need a cosigner who is a US citizen. So if you can get someone like that. But Empower, they didn't. Empower, you don't need a cosigner. You just apply, they'll just approve or deny you. So that's one thing I love about Empower. But I don't know of Ascent. They said you need a cosigner. So if you know a US citizen, but try and create an account and see. Mandy, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Wisdom said I always follow you. Oh, thank you very much. And thank you for the gifts. I really appreciate it. Cybersecurity craze for Adisade College, and I want to be able to work for CSA in Ghana. That is great. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's great. So what was your question again? Wisdom, thank you for the gifts. I really appreciate that. Is that do you know any school? I also won a quiz. Winning a quiz is a big deal, so I believe you're umbrella. So I would recommend you apply to MIT, apply to Stanford, apply to Yale, apply to apply to Cornell University. Cornell promo cybersecurity. Try Cornell University. I think they are the big school which has a low acceptance rate. And try Colby College in Maine. Colby. Come on, let me check. Cornell. Yeah, bro, love for my crazy. They don't go to state university, so they are not like us. They go to Cornell, they go to Yale and stuff, you know. Yeah, I'm checking Cornell whether they do cybersecurity. I don't know. Or you can start with software engineering and branch into cybersecurity. No, they do IT security. Oh, they do cybersecurity. But it's a course. Yeah, try Cornell University. Can you be schooling and be working at the same time? You're going to the money you get from schooling and working is not much. That is why I've been telling people because schooling and working wouldn't give you much money. I remember my first semester, the total money I got from working, I used everything to pay my fees, and I still owed the school. So schooling and working doesn't give you much money, but there's a restriction on schooling and working. You can only work for 20 hours in a week, just 20 hours. And so let's say you work 20 hours in a week, and we have, okay, so let's calculate it really quick. 20 hours in a week, right? Every week. And there is no guarantee that you're going to get 20 hours in a week to work. There are times you get like 10 hours or 13 hours. They will not give you exact 20 hours. Sometimes the maximum I've seen is 19 hours. Or people also get 20 hours, but let's use 20 hours as the maximum. So if you work, if they give you like So yeah, they are laughing because work and study is a scam. Like before I came, that's what they told me that, oh, you can come with anything when you come, you work. When you are working USD, you get more money. Hmm. They've been lying to us. Oh, he's calling me. Yeah, they'll be telling us that when you come, you work, you get more money. And Sandra is saying that money can't even cater for yourself now. Talk about to pay fees. If you, if not, you cry, you cry. Yeah, it can't do anything. Yeah, it can't do anything. It can't. So if you want to come here, work and pay for your fees, that shouldn't be an option because that money will be used to buy other things. It can't even take care of you, like the food you're going to buy, the shoe, the clothes. Nah, nah. So they'll let you work for maximum of 20 hours a week. There are international students I know, they don't even get a job. So $0. And so if you are lucky enough to get a job, like the maximum you can work is 20 hours per week. And so 20 hours per week, let's say that is the maximum. And let's say they pay you, let me make it big. Let's say they pay you. There are schools who even pay like $7 an hour. So let's make it like $15 an hour. I've multiplied it by two and added one. So let's say they pay you $15 an hour. You work 20 hours per week, which you are not going to do. Get that? But let's make it that way. So 20 times 15 will give you, yeah, so 300, right? 20 times 15 will give you 300. So you get $300 per week. Big money, but nah, it's not big. So 300 per week, and you have like 16 weeks in a semester. So even at 300 kroner, taxes, you are going to pay taxes. So you didn't even get 300, you get like 200 and something. So after the 300 a week, 300 times, let's say 16 weeks in a semester, 16 times 300 will give you like 4,800. So that is the maximum amount you can get in a semester if you are being paid $15 a week. And you're not going to get that because it will deduct taxes. You're not going to get like, you could even get a school that's going to pay you like $8 or $9 per hour. So you're not going to get $4,000, even $5,000. You're not going to get that. So if you owe like 30,000 and you think work can pay, you can't. It can't. Yeah, Sandra is saying it's even difficult to get on campus job. So you might not get. Yeah, you cannot even get a job. The way I struggle to get on campus job now, yeah, it's very difficult to get even on campus job. So the money I'm saying, cry, I'm not going to get that amount of money. I remember I came here like 3 weeks, I didn't get a job. So I had to move from offices to offices. Do you need a worker? Do you need yeah, blue? Do you need a worker? I went to the dining hall and do you need a worker? We went to professor's office. Do you need a worker? Went to the library. Do you need a worker? Do you need a worker, sir? So yeah, and the money they paid was very little. So and there are times you have to buy stuff, you have to buy shirts, you have to buy this, you have to buy that, and your friends will call you, hey Boga, send me if you could have, yeah. But I have me send you $30. But the 5 hours then just says kind of, yeah, so it's quite difficult. So come here with a scholarship. Don't rely on job, on campus job, or bro. Yeah, they don't pay anything. So get a scholarship. Sandra said even you can get 10 hours in a week. Yeah, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours in 10 hours. If they pay you $9, $90, I bet sign one day. So yeah, is that the school that gave me a scholarship is Illinois Tech? That's a good school, and I'm still appealing for more funding. Yeah, do that. Keep on appealing, sir. Keep on appealing. I remember somebody got, I think he's from Nigeria. He got that school. He kept on appealing. They added some scholarships. So keep on doing that. Keep on sending code emails. Yeah, be very hungry for scholarships. That's my new English. Be hungry for scholarships. Imagine paying back tax on this one. Yeah, that's one thing that it hurts me. $90 credit, they will still deduct tax. I'm like, nah. Yeah, they'll still deduct you tax. So I can use the quiz with my SAT result without the SAT. You've done quiz. Why are you afraid of the SAT? Bro, write SAT. Write SAT. Yeah, it's just like the quiz you did. Yeah, it's maths and English. The maths will be find X, but they are difficult parts though. But the most parts will be find X. Word problems. Kofi is 8 years old. Amma is two times as his age. Um, Kwame is twice as Ama's age. Find the youngest age. So it's basic math, and I think the English is the English is quite difficult. The way I struggle with the English, but you can do it. So write it. So you know that now you have good credentials. You've done quizzes. You have good extracurricular. You also have what again do you have? You've done quiz. You have a good bursary result. Now you have a good SAT score. Schools will be rushing to give you a scholarship. He said, "Can someone come with a straight PhD to a bachelor with a bachelor's degree?" Yes, you can. If you pass all the pre-work for a PhD after bachelor's degree, you can directly apply for a PhD program, especially in the STEM, and not really in the STEM, but if you do a major in mathematics, if you did mathematics like full math or full physics program, it's easier to from bachelor's to straight PhD. So you can do that. Bachelor's to PhD without masters, you can do that. Yeah. And it's very easier for a PhD program to get a full scholarship as compared to a master's program. So if you can do that. Yeah. So create a common app account in the activity section. Put all these things there. President of Cybersecurity Club, and but do all these things under one activity. Like president of the Cybersecurity Club, you did a quiz and stuff. Put everything in there. You won a quiz. Yeah, write the SAT. I would recommend you write it. Take time. Don't rush to come here and struggle. Take time. Take 1 year off. Write the SAT. Get a good score and start taking your time to apply. Okay. Don't rush. You just completed high school. You have more time. You are 20 years. You have more time. Yeah, yeah, ngini papa. So you have more time. You have an IELTS score of 8, but a low GPA. Is it okay to apply for US? I don't think the schools care about IELTS. Yeah, they care for undergrad. They care more about SAT. I don't know for UK schools, IELTS fine, but US they care more about SAT. 1400. Is it if I get a 1400 SAT score, is it okay? 1400. It's okay. It's okay, but don't target for 1400. Target for 1600. Target for the full 10. So if it decreases, it will come to 1550 or something. But if you target for 1400 and it decreases, target for 1550. Yeah, dream big. So if it decreases, it's okay. But if you target 1400 and decreases to like 1600, that is hey, it decreases to like 1200 of late. Schools would not give you a full scholarship for 1200. So yeah, so fails it's IELTS. US schools don't normally care about that. I normally haven't seen any school that. Are you a Ghanaian? If you're Ghanaian, you write an IELTS, I think it's useless for a US school. Yeah, if you're Ghanaian, a Kenyan, a Nigerian, you don't have to write these English proficiency tests because you speak English, right? I don't think anyone here wrote IELTS. Yeah, you speak English. Ghanaian, look, our official language is English, so they will not. Yeah, so they don't really care. But for UK nursing, that is where they care. But For US, they normally care for undergrad. They normally care about the SAT. But for graduates, if you want to write an exam, you go for the GRE, Graduate Record Examination, or the GMAT. So these are the two. But um, but if you are from a francophone country, like you are from Cameroon, Cameroon, some people speak English. But if you are from, let's say, Togo, Niger, Benin, Burkina Faso has been banned from entering the US. But um, Cote d'Ivoire, if you're from a francophone country, or if your official language is not English, then you would be required to write the English proficiency test like IELTS and other things. But if you're a Ghanaian and the school requires your US school requires you to write IELTS, send them an email that you're a Ghanaian, your language is English. They will not let you write the IELTS. They only check the IELTS to see whether you can speak English. So if you can write the IELTS, that's great. So instead of writing the IELTS, or instead of sitting for the IELTS, use that money to register for the SAT. Because if you get a good score in SAT is English and math. So if you get a good score in SAT, indirectly it means that you can speak English. So yeah. So for US schools, even people from francophone countries, if they don't write the IELTS and they can write the SAT is English, so they can consider it as an English proficiency. So it doesn't matter. Yeah. Yep. So we've been here for an hour and 30 minutes. That's my longest live session so far. But yeah, keep the questions coming. Let's answer it and we'll go very soon. And keep the gifts coming. I really appreciate those gifting me. Is great. So think logically, Illinois Tech, great school, keep on appealing for more funding. And don't really focus only on the school for funding. You can also focus on companies. Like I know people who came here, they didn't get any funding from the school. The only funding they got was a funding from a company. So you can also reach out to companies. In Ghana, I know of Coca-Cola Company, I know of Cowbell, I know of Calico. You wouldn't know whether they give scholarships. I know of MTN. You wouldn't know whether they give scholarship unless you ask them. I've gotten into Illinois Tech University, um, and I have a scholarship already, but I need extra scholarship so I can go to school and become this and blah 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 blah. So you wouldn't know. Have a degree already, but it's possible. Is it possible for me to apply for undergraduate scholarship again? Mm, yeah, you can apply for undergrad again, but why do you want to apply for undergrad again if you can apply for a master's? And relatively, I think getting a scholarship under master's is easier than undergrad. So why don't you apply for a master's program? Because master's program, yeah, it's easier because aside the school giving you normal scholarship just like undergrad, they can also give you a graduate assistantship, they can give you a research assistantship, they can give you a lab assistantship, so they can give you a teaching assistantship. So you have more opportunities as a graduate student than an undergrad. So why don't you apply for a master's program instead of going back for an undergrad? Undergrad, you don't have many options as compared to graduate school. Someone said if you go for your visa interview and they ask you, do you have any fear coming back to your home country? What is the best answer? What do you think? This question is quite common of late. They are probably going to ask you this during your visa interview. Do you have any fear coming back to your home country, or are you scared of your home country? If you are not scared, why do you have to say you are scared? Say you are not scared. Because number one, if you are scared, it means that you're not coming back to your home country again. And that goes contrary to the home ties because you have to tell them that you'll come back to your home country. And number two, you are applying for a non immigrant visa. Student's visa is a non immigrant visa. B1 is a non immigrant visa. B2 is a non immigrant visa. B1, B2 is a non immigrant visa. J is a non immigrant visa. M is a non immigrant visa. So they will require you to go back to your home country. Okay. So if they ask you, are you scared? And you say yes, you are scared, it means that when you go, you're not going to come back again. So got you. So that is a got you question. So I always say you know you are not scared, and so you would come back. You have your family back home. So I would say, yeah, I'm not scared. I was born and raised here. My family is back here, so my plan is to come back. Or just make it very simple. I'm not scared. I'll come back. That's it. Okay. So when they ask you that question, if you are not scared, just say you're not scared. Then I'll definitely do that. I'm from Nigeria has a lot of companies, bro. Nigeria has a lot of companies. So reach out to these companies, local companies, and see whether they're going to help you. Okay. As I said, be hungry for scholarship. You already have scholarship in Illinois Tech as a transfer student. Is it you or is someone else? It's you, right? Yeah, as a transfer student, which is great already. So reach out and see. Okay. Yeah, reach out and see. And reach out to like NGOs, like big UNICEF and stuff. They might not reply you, but there is no harm in trying. Okay, reach out to these big companies on LinkedIn. Reach out to them. Just send them an email for me. Yeah, so you have a leadership capability. So reach out to these. There are leadership companies and stuff. So reach out to them. Phils, is he an undergrad? Oh yeah, okay, 2.59. Yeah, that is quite low. That is quite low for a scholarship. Mm, 2.59 for a scholarship. 2.59 for a scholarship. When you do transcript evaluation, it could come up to like 2.9 or 3. Yeah, so 3. mm, I don't know. You can increase your chances by writing the GRE. I don't know how your academic prowess is, whether you can write it, but if you can write the GRE, they would really look at your GRE as compared to your GPA. So write the GRE to support your current GPA because 2.59, I think it's a second class, right? Yeah. They're just like I said. Black said take the GRE. Yeah, write the GRE. GRE, and people are saying it's quite difficult, but if you really take time, take like 6 months, don't focus on anything but the GRE. Of 3 months, just focus on the GRE, write practice tests every day or every Friday, write practice tests, get a good score on the GRE. If you get a good GRE score, schools wouldn't even really consider your GPA that much because if you can get a good score on the GRE, maybe it could be that during your school year something happened or you fell sick or something. That's why you couldn't get a good score, but you got a good score on the GRE. And GRE is an international exam, so if you get a good score, it means that you are internationally brilliant and stuff. You get it. So, yeah, you're welcome, Phils. You're welcome. So, yeah, GRE is just English and math, just like the SAT. So you can write it. So if you can speak English and stuff, you can write it. Well, we have like 20 minutes more to go. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Is that I took the GRE? It's really difficult, but you can pass. You only need to be smart and observant. Oh, okay. Oh, so you passed, right? So how? Yeah. So take the GRE, and you can follow Black Straps for more tips on the GRE if you want to. I haven't written GRE before, but I've looked into that. Yeah, but I haven't written it before. So you can reach out to Black. So he talks to you about the GRE. Yeah. So moral of today, be very, very hungry for the scholarships. Be very, very 100% hungry. Get as much scholarships as possible. Abdul said I'm applying. I apply for J1 visa, but my STARD is very close with visa interview. Your start date. Is that what you mean? Yeah. So the only thing you can do if your start date is close to your visa interview date is to apply for emergency appointment. That is it. You can't do anything else. So if you apply and they pick you, that is okay. But if they don't, you just have to wait, do your interview, and go. That was the same situation I faced. My interview was on the 3rd of August. I had to be on campus on the 14th of August. So just 2 weeks. So not less than 2 weeks, 1 week and some days. So I decided to apply for emergency appointment. So I do my interview in July, but they didn't let me do in July. Um, they denied my emergency appointment. So I was quite scared because I thought that since they've denied my emergency appointment, they are going to deny my visa. But that wasn't the case. So the only thing you can do is apply for emergency appointment and see whether they are going to approve it. That's the only thing you can do. I don't know of any other solution. So apply it on your portal or send them an email that you want an emergency appointment. They will respond to you whether they will give you it, they will give it to you or not. But of late, but there's no harm in trying. But of late, concerning the current situation about visas, if your visa appointment is earlier than your start date, they might not approve it because there are many people whose start date are close, but their visa appointment is around 2027 or 2028. So I think they're going to prioritize them more than you who has a visa interview like 1 week before your start date. Because 1 week you can still make things possible. Yeah, you can prepare in 1 week. You can prepare in 1 week. You use 1 day to buy your stuff, the things you bring here, and you book your flight. Right, it will be expensive though. It will be very expensive, but book it anyways. You can prepare in 1 week. Also, I think there is limited content for transfer students for visa interview. It's not like a traditional first year questions. If you can suggest questions that are likely going to be asked. Yeah, so for transfer student, when you're coming here on a transfer, like a F1 visa for a transfer, they are going to ask you why you decided to transfer. Why don't you complete in your current school? What is happening? So they want to know. So you have to explain why you decided to transfer instead of graduating in the school you are currently at. So you have to give good reasons why you and they are still going to ask you why the USA. Why did you choose the USA? Why did you choose to transfer to a school in the US? They are going to still ask you who is going to fund the education. They are still going to ask you what are you going to do when you finish or you complete. They might ask you scenario based questions. If your sponsors if your sponsor doesn't sponsor you or loses his job, how are you going to finance your education? Why can I trust you to give you this visa? There are a lot of questions. So yeah. But the most important, the likely question they are going to ask as a transfer student is, why didn't you complete in your traditional or like in your school, but you decided to transfer? So you have to let them know. And I don't know why you decided to transfer. You could have, could have graduated. You could have graduated, come here for your master's program. I don't know why you decided to transfer, but that's okay. If you can give them a good reason why you decided to transfer. Vachahima, thank you for the likes. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so it's better to wait for a year and use that year to research more about the school and get a scholarship done trying your best that by all means I have to be in the US this year. So I'm going for my visa interview. Visa interview is all about luck. And when I go there, I'm going to get approved. No. If you think you have to wait for 1 year and that 1 year you're going to get more scholarships, I would 100% recommend that you wait to get a scholarship before you come or before you even go for your visa interview. Because if you get a full scholarship, it's easier to get approved than getting $30,000 deficits. And even after you get the visa and you come here, you're paying $30,000 every year, bro. That is someone's income in the US every year. So you're going to pay to a school every year. Nah. So it sounds fishy to a visa officer that you're going to pay. And everybody who is going for a visa interview says that there is someone called their uncle. Everybody will use their uncle. There is someone called their uncle who is going to pay $50,000. Because even in the US, that is some people's yearly income. That is what they get. So no parent will do that. That is what they think. So that is why I said get as much scholarships as possible. Big Man said I just read my SAT yesterday. How did it go? I will start worrying about you. I'll start worrying you out when my scores are out. And I only respond if you have a good score. Yeah, if you come to me like with 1,200, me few grab. Yeah, I don't mind you when it's a low score, but I'll mind you when it's like 1,500. Yeah, because now you have the potential to get a full scholarship and you have the potential to get your visa approved. Then I'll mind you. Yeah, and I'll start using my income for with time. I'll start using my incomes for my books sales to help people who cannot pay their service fee. That is what we are discussing with the team right now. So the main goal is to get many people achieve their dreams as possible. So and the people we'll be helping wouldn't be someone who doesn't know anything about college application or traveling. Nah, it's just a waste of time. People will be like, I don't know anything. Can you help me from the scratch? Nah, nah. So the only thing is go start learning. The time you used to spend on social media, go online, read everything you have to know, get a basic idea. Because I'm not going to teach you. This is how the things go. People don't even know an I-20, but I've made several videos on that. If you help yourself, somebody's going to help you. It's like if you want to climb a tree, right? And you are forcing to climb, then I'll come in and try my best to push you up, right? But you are standing beside a tree, looking at the tree. I'm not going to push you to the tree and try and push you up. So that's the thing, the same thing. So yeah, with time, if we get enough sales for my book and the stuff I sell for my webness, the money we get we will use part of them to help people who are financially struggling and they cannot pay their visa fees or they cannot pay their service fee. That is what we are going to do. And the minimum qualification will be if I'm going to pay your visa fee, I have to be sure that when you go, you're going to get approved. And how am I going to be sure? You have a full scholarship. So if you want us with time, if you want us to with time to help you, try your best right now to get a full scholarship. So yep. And let's see. Is that oh yeah, I answered that question. hmm So yeah, get a full scholarship. With time, we'll be doing that, and yeah, we'll see what we can do for many people. We're trying. We are just starting, so with time, we'll be doing that, and we'll be reaching out to the rich international students. They'll pay money so that we help you guys to come. So do you. I haven't started that program yet. So don't now I'm broke. Now I'm broke. Don't put your eyes on that. I'm broke. Very broke. I don't even have money. I'm broke. So don't put your eyes on that. But I say with time. So right now we are setting up yeah, I'm broke. Yeah. But right now we are setting up a system where we are going to get funds, right? Maybe for example, I'll be I'll be hosting a webinar like everybody should pay, let's say, this amount, let's say $5 for a webinar, right? So the total amount we get, we'll put it aside and use that same money. There is somebody who has a potential, but because of money, the person cannot study in the US because the person has to pay visa application fees and something. But the person also has a full scholarship. So we use the money to finance that person in order to get here. So we wouldn't use that money for somebody who has like $50,000 deficits. Nah, nah. So we use it to finance somebody who would really, really. You said, do you offer abroad internship? I also need internship. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't do that. Yeah, I also need internship. Because 50K, you wouldn't know what is happening in my DMs. Yeah, 50K. Yeah, so we will really finance somebody who is like who has a full scholarship. He is, yeah, he can't his parents. And if you have a full scholarship, your parents are rich, you are not going to mind you. It will be like someone whose parents are like, they don't have much. Like me, when I was coming, the way I struggled to get service fee money and plane ticket, yeah, we'll use that money to help these people. Like they have the potential, they have good scholarships, but they don't really have like money to travel and stuff. Yeah. So we will be doing that. Well, we just first need a system where we can get money off what we do. Because though I have a US TikTok account, but TikTok doesn't pay me. So yeah, people say TikTok is paying you. TikTok payments are poop. Okay. You make a video, it will get like millions of views. We check here, they'll pay you like $1. Okay, this nah. So and it also decreases your views. So I don't know why Ghanaians are really fighting for monetization of TikTok. It decreases your views. It hurts your followers, and they'll give you just $1 or sometimes $0.05. I'm like, nah. So yeah, so we need a more stable source of income to do all this. I'm saying. Is that can you elaborate on a STEM program? STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I always advocate for these programs because if you do engineering, most Americans wouldn't do engineering. You get it? So it's easier, relatively easier to get a scholarship if you do science, anything related to science, technology, mathematics. If you do math major and you're coming here to do a PhD, full scholarship. So I think I would advocate more for STEM programs as compared to like economics, business. It also helps. You could get a full scholarship, but most people I've seen getting a full scholarship or a good amount of scholarship are people coming to do computer science, math, engineering, biomed, electrical engineering. Yeah. And for STEM after school, right, in the US, when you're done with school, they'll give you like 60 days for you to leave their country. And I think they are decreasing it to 30 days. Is it 30 days or 60 days? Yeah, for you to leave their country because you applied as a non immigrant. So after that, you can apply to something they call OPT, right? So OPT lasts for 1 year. So if you do these courses like STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, you can extend it. We call it the STEM extension. You can extend it for 2 more years. So you get a total of 3 years if you do just because you do science, engineering, mathematics. You can extend it. You can extend your stay for 2 more years. So in total, instead of 1 year for many people, you can be here for 3 years if you don't want to go for your masters or if you don't want to go for your PhD. So to business students, personally, I haven't seen any business students with a full scholarship personally. So I don't know. I've seen people who are coming here to teach with a full scholarship, but I haven't seen any business student with a full scholarship. Maybe no, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. But still, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. All you need to do is to follow the steps I told you. Send cold emails. Be hungry for scholarships. Go to the school's website. Apply for all the scholarships they have. Apply for all the graduate assistantship programs they have. Apply for teaching assistantship. Yeah, you can be a teacher as a graduate student for an undergrad. So teaching assistantship can give you a full tuition scholarship as a business student. So yeah. So we'll be doing that. We are trying to find ways to raise crazy source of income to help people. So if you want to be part of that, from today till next year, we'll start very soon. It wouldn't be up to next year, Greg. We'll start very soon. From now, just try your best, get a good amount of scholarship. If you get a full scholarship, and you can prove to us that your parents are financially unstable, with the funds we get, we can support you to pay your service fee and your visa application fee. That is our major goal to do. So yeah, that is our major goal. So from now, try your best to get a full scholarship. That is all I need from you. And for undergrad, as I said, write the SAT. Um, for masters, apply to every scholarship you as possible. If you can write the GRE for masters or GMAT, write it. So normal programs as well, you could get it. So yeah, I have 3 minutes more, and as I said, on Saturday we'll be doing webinar. We'll be doing a webinar. I'm going to teach you everything. I've started preparing the notes on Saturday for Saturday. I'll be teaching you everything you would have to know about filling the DS-160. Everything. For example, you have an auntie here who wants to invite you. How do you go about filling your DS-160? Or you are coming here for a wedding, right? And you don't know how to fill your DS-160. So how do you fill the DS-160? Or you've already filled the DS-160, but you made a mistake. So how do you rectify the mistake in your new DS-160 and link it to the old appointment date? So we will learn all this on Saturday. The session will be like a 90-minute section. It wouldn't be on TikTok or on YouTube. It'll be a webinar, so it will be on Google Meet, and I'll be sharing with you the link. And there's a very, very high chance that we are going to charge for this because of our goal of helping people who actually need the help. Like there was someone I felt really bad. He had a full scholarship and he didn't have money to pay a service fee. So I'm broke, so I couldn't help him. So I just had to link him to another person. But if we had the funds for all these things, people would easily, like, yeah, so they'll DM me, bro, I need money for service fee. Can I know the work your parents do? And they say, oh, my father is a farmer. He barely makes an income. My mom is not working. Oh, okay. Send me your Momo number. Kudung. So that's what we'll be doing. He said, hi, now do you do one-on-one mock session? I've stopped doing that, unfortunately. Yeah, I've stopped. I've stopped doing one-on-one mock sessions. Yeah, but I'll try. I'll try and start again. The main reason why I've stopped doing that is when we do the one-on-one, I become so connected with the person. I try my impossible best to help the person get approved, right? All the resources, everything I have. We do mock session over and over. And so if the person goes and the person comes back and tell me that, hey, unfortunately I got denied, the whole day, or it could be like for 1 week, I haven't even recovered. So I'm like, oh. But if somebody gets approved, I become very happy. But I denial breaks me down more as compared to how happy I become when somebody get approved. When somebody gets approved, okay, you got approved, congratulations, that is great. But when the person gets denied, bro, yeah, I become very, very down, broken. That, yeah, I become very broken. So I need to work on that for now. He said, are you a Ghanaian, please? Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian. Your friend require me. That's my Ghanaian name, Nana Kwame. Yeah. So if you are Amma here and you are single, I'm Kwame, but I'm not looking for anyone though. So yeah. Mr. Nat, how do I update my DS160 since I've deferred? I'm going to teach that on Saturday, Nkrumah. I'm going to teach that on Saturday. So I'll send you the link of the webinar. You join, and I'll teach you everything, like everything about the DS160, everything. So if you've deferred, probably the date you're going to travel will change. So mostly I make people fill a new DS160 and they link it to their appointment date that is already existing. So I'll be teaching that on Saturday. So my mom, my mom is Amma. She is a widow. Mm. Nah, I don't want to be your father. Nah, I don't want to be your father. Nah. Said my mom is Amma. She's a widow. That's funny. That's very funny. He said, "Pray for me for my F1 visa." Oh, Kemi, may God help you and may God be with you for your tomorrow's visa interview. May everything work as planned, and may you go there. May God let favor and grace follow you, and on that day, may you get grace in front of the visa officer as Esther was got grace in front of the king. Okay, may you go there and come back and share your testimony. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Can we go there tomorrow and pass? Okay. But prepare before you go. That is one thing I tell everybody. Prepare. Have a story. Have something you want to tell them. So like your main purpose why you're coming to the USA. Have that. Let them know. Okay. And you'll be fine. And he said yours is next week, Wednesday. Or yeah, I have to work harder. We have to work very hard. Yeah. Because I can't meet the requests that I get. And I think I have to work very hard for this. Yep. Mm. So we figure out a way. Okay. So if you're going, I'll try my best to meet people because I'm really trying my best to help as many people as possible, but time and stuff. But we really need to work harder. So I'll see what I can do in Chroma. And Kemi, all the best for tomorrow. Okay. All the best. And prepare your documents as well. Mm. Kemi, is it a student's visa or an B1, B2 visa? If it's a B1, B2 visa, I'll give you some quick tips before you go. F1. Okay. So F1, let's see. F1, most of the people I know who got approved had a story. Okay. Let me know your major. What are you coming here to do? Let me know your major and make sure your documents are intact as well because today is the last day. So you have to get your I-20, your passport, your service fee payment confirmation, your visa appointment, two American standards passport size photographs, and your service fee confirmation. These are 6 main documents. And the next thing you have to get is Ken, thank you very much for the gift. Bachelor's degree in computer science. Oh, Brella. Oh, nice. Treat said, do you remember me? No. Nathaniel Nene say. I don't even remember. Pepra, I'll come back to you right now. Yours is who is this? And who is Streets? And who is Mesa? So bachelor's degree in computer science, that's great. How much scholarships do you have? Like how much do you have to pay every year? And who is Mesa and who is Flowick? It's Hazel. Hazel, I'm not grown. No, I'm not grown. I'm still struggling to get a beard. I'm not grown. I still look the same. So Hazel, how have you been? It's a fear, a fear, a fear. A fear. I know 10,000 a fear. So a fear from. Hi, Mr. Kennedy. How are you doing? Kemi, I'm waiting for you. Did you have any scholarships? If yes, that's great. And Pepera, when I'm done with Kemi, I'll come to you. Unless beard booster. What? Beard booster. I haven't tried that, but I just want to look young. Uh, when they see me, they'll be like, "Are you 19?" I say, "Yeah, I'm 19." So they think I'm still 19 years old. So I like it this way though. So yeah, I like it this way. So I'll be Gen Z, I'll be Gen Alpha, I'll be every generation. But with beard, I'll look very old. Okay, so the person going for total fee $65,000. Hmm. University funding is 37,000. And campus employment is 14,000. That's the best campus employment I like. When, but yeah, let's see. So 14,000 plus. So your total funding is 14,000 plus 37,000, which will give you like 50. Oh no, not 50. Oh, 50. Yeah, 57 plus 4, 11. 51,000. 51,000 minus 65,000, which will give you like 14,000. It's okay. Considering like 65,000 and you've been able to get a scholarship of like 51,000. That is better. That is okay. And with computer science, that is great. So this is what I recommend you do. For computer science, you've probably done some projects, right? You've built something like you built something in, let's say, Python or any other programming language, right? So I would pitch that you've already been doing these projects, so you want to come to the US. um let's see. I think it's relatively easier with computer science, so you can talk about the projects you've done and how the US is going to help you better that project, and eventually are going to come back to finish up that project you've done. I'm getting a call right now. So Kemi, get a good purpose. I think your funding is very, very great. Your funding is amazing. Like it's $14,000 deficit, which is great. And you have 51,000 scholarship. So it's great. Your course is also great. Yeah. So all the best tomorrow. You've got this. You've got this. So tomorrow I'll be live. So you come and share your story and your experience. So Pepera, you're going next week, Wednesday. If you're going very soon, what I'll tell you is you prepare, right? Every day, 30 minutes, just try and write down your answers and say it out loud. Stand in front of the mirror or record yourself and start reciting your answers like one after the other. I am going to the US to do this. My dad is going to sponsor me. He works at blah, blah, blah. He has two big hotels and he makes an annual income of blah, blah, blah. He has set aside 100,000 US dollars just for my education. What are your plans after graduation? I always say that this question, your answer always has to be you're going to return home to work on something. So if you're a computer science student, I'm going to return home to work on a project. Maybe you can name a project, maybe the Aduaneaba project, which is which helps farmers to know what crops to plant in what time of the year. So you can name any project and you say, I'm going back to my country to work on the project I've always been wanting to do. Aduaneaba project, which helps farmers to know what types of crop to plant. That's great. So they know that you're going to come back to your country, but when you come back, you're going to do something to help the development of your country. Great. So all the best, Kemi. All the best. You've got this. And Emmanuel, Emmanuel said, "How should a recent bank statement be for a visa interview?" Mine will be 2 weeks old by the time of the interview. Is it okay? Yeah, they need a bank statement of like 6 months, 3 to 6 months. 3 months if the transactions is many. You know, some bank statements like every day he makes like 10 transactions. So you don't need like 10 pages of bank statements. But if there is not much transaction like last 6 months, maybe from March to August or from yeah. So if it's 2 weeks old, you printed it today, and so let's say your interview is like in 2 weeks, that is okay. You can send it. And my major is applied math. The funding is full ride with only 4,000 for insurance and personal. Let's go to the next question. uh, he said, "Can I get a fully funded scholarship?" Yeah, you can. Yeah, Papa. I think so. Applied math is masters, right? Yeah, I think it's easier for you to get approved. That's why I'm not worried about you. He said, "Please, how are you doing?" I'm doing amazing. I'm doing great. You? Bachelor's with that amount of scholarship. That's great. That's great. Yeah, so go for it. I think you've got this. Applied math, mostly they give you scholarships. 4,900 is not a big deficit. It's just for insurance and living expenses. So I think basically you have a full funding. So that's amazing. And so all you need to do, applied math. Now, what do you want to do with applied math in Chroma? But the funding is great. I'm proud of you, by the way. I'm proud of you. Like, yeah. So I'm very confident that you're going to get approved with that. So full ride. The only thing you have to pay is insurance. Data analysts. Okay. Okay. That's great. That's a great choice. You know, I did math as well. I did math. I wanted to be a data analyst or a cybersecurity engineer, specialist, but but it's all good. It's good to dream big. But I believe you're going to get approved. Yeah, I believe that. Though sometimes my soul talks to me and says, like, I have to be a prophet. But I believe you're going to get approved. I don't know why I feel that way. My interview is coming on the 15th of September. Kindly help me prepare well with my story at USA. What's your major? What are you coming here to do? So, Kuma, your story could be you eventually going back to Ghana to help Ghana um, with managing data because we are not good with that. We are not good with like using data to make informed decisions. So you can say you want to come back to work for. It could be the government, or it could be a specific sector you want to work in, and use your skills in applied math to help, or yeah, to help them use data to make informed decisions to better the country. It didn't respond to my question. What's your question? He said, "Can I get? How can I get a fully funded scholarships?" I just talked about that. You have to apply. You have to apply for a graduate assistantship and a teaching assistantship or a research assistantship. And Chroma said, "I want to focus on the education system." You can still do that. Yeah, you can still do that. Yeah, so you want to come back to Ghana, use your idea on data in mathematics to be a data analyst. And because the education system in your country is not, the best, you want to use the data to make informed decision to help better the education system in the country. That is good. and they feel if they feel you are talking directly from your heart, it's great. So yeah, just let them know that you want to come back to work on the education system. It said 9 years after SHS and gotten admission, how can you say something for the VO to approve your visa? The goal is not convincing like you are trying your best to convince the visa officer. The goal is staying true to yourself and telling them the main reason why you stayed at home for 9 years. So I don't know your situation, tech shelf, but your goal should be as genuine as possible. People stay home for 9 years. It's not it could be that it wasn't your decision to stay home for 9 years. Maybe it was a financial struggle. Let them know that because of financial struggles I couldn't continue my education. So I took time off to start a business or to work so that I can gather enough money to support my education. That is more reasonable than coming up with something you think. The thing that you are coming up that you think may convince the officer may not. Because again, they've interviewed more than some people. There was a visa officer interview. He has interviewed more than 80,000 students. So every day he interviews many people. So he knows the difference between someone coming up with something and someone who is genuinely true about what he's saying. So 9 years, I wouldn't discourage you from trying to apply to a school, but let them know what you've been doing for the 9 years. So I'm not going to form anything for you to say in order to get approved. But what I'm going to say to you is be true to yourself. Like what were you doing in the 9 years? You were working. You were working to get up money, gather some money so that you can support yourself when you start schooling. Or schooling has become your biggest dream, but after high school, after your undergrad, you couldn't support yourself no more. So you had to work, and it took 9 years for you to gather enough money or enough funds to support your education. You said I worked great. So you worked as a teacher. So in the 9 years you were working as a teacher, and you can even say some experiences you got being the teacher and which inspired you to continue education. So you can say after school or after high school, you didn't have enough funds, and maybe something happened to your family, so they didn't also have enough funds to sponsor you, and you didn't get any sponsor. So you decided to take up a job as a teacher. Okay, so you worked as a teacher for 9 years, and during your time as a teacher, you noticed certain problems in the educational system in Ghana. So you decided that you have to go back to school and continue or and come and solve that problem. Which problem did you notice? You just tell them that. So the whole thing is about being true and staying true to yourself. So you've been a teacher. I don't want you to remove the fact that you're a teacher. Add it to the answer you say. So sit down, get a good answer about that. And you can also add the financial aspects that you wanted to get that money so that you can take care of yourself during education. So waiting for appointment date for my non-immigrant visa. Okay, that's great. So Tech Shelf, all the best in your interview. All the best in your interview. Caesar, thank you. I'm waiting for your WhatsApp group. Oh, I already have the WhatsApp group. I put the link in my bio some time ago, but I removed it to promote my book because we need funds to support other people. So right now my book is on there, but I'll put it back there. Or I'll make a video and I'll put the link in the description or something. Yeah. So we've been here for quite a long time, and I have to do other things today. So one thing I'll tell everybody is this: may God help you. Okay, no matter the dream you have, I'm dedicated with my team. We are like we are like 7 people in total. Yeah, 7 people in total. But my face is the only face you see. They all work behind, supporting me with whatever I do, posting. There are times I'm not online, but They are always supporting me. They are always posting. Uh, like they are always editing my videos, posting. Even though I'm not online, even though I'm doing something else, they'll be posting. They have access to my accounts and everything. So they are all trying their best to help get your dreams come true. So if you say a prayer, you say some for me, and when I say a prayer, I'll say some for each and every one of you preparing for your the IUSA interview. If you started before, or if you just started your whole journey of studying abroad, that is where I started. And every international student you see in the US, that is where they all started. They all started from somewhere, getting schools. And it wasn't easy. I always tell you my story. It wasn't easy. There are times where schools would deny me, and my friends would come. So I used to teach people. Even before I came here, I've always been somebody who loves teaching. Right? I used to teach people about the SAT, about college application, because I learned about that when I was still in high school, about schools in the US. So I used to teach people about it. And most of the people I taught got into schools, and I was like, God, why? So it was so when a school denies me, I become very, very sad. Like I didn't know what to do, because it's hard when you are helping people and the person, though I believe that a teacher's success is in the success of his students, but in this case, they were all going. They'll call me. Some people will even come to the US already. They'll call me that, hey, Nat, I know you're already in the US. Which state are you? I'm like, I'm in Ghana. Or I'm still in Ghana. I'm trying to get into schools. So it was hard. So if you're just starting, or if your visa has been denied and you think you are starting all over, remember that the one talking to you right now has been there before. I was there before. I know how hard it was. I know how hard it is. That is why I mostly dedicate my time. And my time, I didn't have anyone who come on social media to talk about these stuff to encourage you. I didn't have anyone. You go on social media, you're not going to find videos even about visa. You're not going to find that. But I'm here trying my best to help each and every one of you. And I become very happy when people come here and they call me that, hey, I'm currently in the US. I went to meet somebody last week. He came here because of me. He didn't know anything about study abroad, but he said he watched my videos and he's now here. So it was very nice, and he bought the food craft for me. So it was very nice, and that is what I want for everyone watching me right now. Come here, achieve your dreams, work very hard, eventually go back. People, when I'm coaching people like this, right? And I tell them that eventually you go back to your country and help, they'll be like, "Hey, I mean, when I come there, I'm not going back. Oh, mean, cool." But when they come here, they see one or two things. They see the situation in Africa. Everyone will say, "Oh, I want to go back," because when you come here and you see, it's easier to make it in Africa when you have the capital. So most of them want to go back and help. And the one who just came here when he was in Ghana, me, I'll not come. I'll not come. But when he got here, he saw the system want to. It's like Ghana is truly the way to make it if you have the money. So he is even planning to go back. So it depends. So I just want, yeah, Daniel said I'm on the right path. I'll be there soon. Yeah, that is the mindset I need everybody to have. If you give up, there is no way you're going to achieve your dreams. No way. No way. So don't give up. It will be hard, it will be difficult, but do it anyways. Yeah. So if you follow me, I'm someone who doesn't give up. That is the last thing I'll ever do. It's hard, but do it anyway. And I don't think too much to try something. Like I believe this is the thing to go. I'm not going to think, what if it fails? No, I'll do it and fail. I feel better doing it and failing than thinking about it. What if I did it? I'll do it and fail. So do it, fail, do it again, fail, cry, do it again till you finally get what you want. Do it again. Remember starting off as a child, it's as a whole, I thought it was very easy, like you do it, people come there to help them, and that is it. It's quite a whole thing, like this, then you'll be losing money, you'll be doing this, it's quite hard. But I'm so proud trying and it's still working. So we are still going. So that is the mindset I want each and everyone to develop. Do it again and again. Do it again and again. Do it again and again. Do it again and again, over and over. Work harder than everyone else. Do it and do it. And God is going to help you. Okay. And I think when Jesus was choosing his disciples, right? He chose people who were already working. He didn't choose people who were at home sleeping, doing nothing, waiting for God's time. He chose Peter. Peter was already a fisherman fishing. He went and chose him. He chose Luke. He chose Matthew, tax collectors, doctors. He didn't choose someone who was at home. So work harder and harder. The more you work, your efforts will be rewarded. So what you reap is what you sow, or what you sow is what you reap. So keep on working harder, and I'm here for you guys. May God bless each and every one of you. And I want to see in the comments, I will succeed before I leave today. So type it with that conviction. I will succeed. Then I leave. Tomorrow we meet. I have to go do some. So I need to see everybody type that in the comment section. I will succeed. Then we leave. And Daniel, I like that comment. I'm on the right path. I'll be there soon. I love that. So everybody type in the comments. I will succeed. Yeah, Kemi. All the best tomorrow. Tomorrow by this time, I hope everything will be fine. So yeah. Daniel said I will succeed. If you are here as well, just type that and believe. You might fail. Probably I always fail. I always fail with a lot of stuff. I always fail, but hey, you show up again. Because everything in life is risky. Like everything is risky. Everything is dangerous. Oh, if you're applying, it's dangerous because you can get denied. Everything is risky. If you are starting a business, it's risky. Everything is risky, right? Everything is risky. So do it anyway. Life itself is risky. You will not end up alive. Eventually, you're going to die. So life itself is risky. So do it anyway. Do it. Is this advice? Oh, Betty, you are still here. My number one fan. Yeah, I'll succeed. Prince said I'll succeed. Black Traps. Thank you very much. You've really helped me. And your name, I'm a Kumasi boy. You've written black straps. Okay, let me stop. Black straps. Okay. Yeah. Please, is it advisable to pay application fee to apply to schools when you didn't get any information about the funding from professors? The school's website says that yeah, you can, but don't pay application fee first. Okay, that is what I advise everybody, and not everybody knows about this. The first step is not to pay application fee. Try and see whether they have application fee waiver. And how do you know? Email the admission office that you need an application fee waiver. They are going to give you a code. It could be free. And there are schools that, I think Georgia State Southern, for instance, in the whole month of, I think, November or October, the application is free for everyone who applies. So look at these loopholes and apply. Don't just pay application fee because it's expensive, like $75. You can use it to buy kebab and eat instead of paying to a school. So the first thing you have to do is to ask the school whether they have an application fee waiver. Hello. Georgia State Admission Office. My name is Baidu. I'm a prospective international student from Ghana. I'm applying to your school and I want to know whether their application fee waivers are available. Because currently my parents do not have enough funds to take care of that. Sincerely, short message. You send it to them. Then you make the subject something short and you send it. You can make the subject just application fee waiver or inquiring about application fee waiver, and you send it. If they have it, they are going to give it to you. If they don't have it, it doesn't decrease your beauty. So the first thing I'll do applying to any school is to reach out to the school first. If they have an application fee on their website, ask them about application fee waiver. Most schools have that, but they wouldn't tell you because they need the money. They need your money. And so they will get money from many people who do not know. But if you know, it's going to help you. If you're an undergrad, apply through Common App and choose financial need, right? If you choose that, every school you apply to is free. so you don't have to pay application fee. So Beidou, if you're an undergrad and you are using Common App, you don't have to pay application fee, and don't pay it. Okay. Choose that and say your counselor is going to provide evidence for that on Common App. But if it's on the school's website, just let them know that you need an application fee waiver. Okay. So that's the first step I would do. As I said, I applied to not even 70 schools, it's more than 70 schools. I never paid application fee, not for once. Imagine paying application fee for 70 schools, and this school is charging like $50. 70 times 50 will give you 3,500. So I'm paying 3,500 just for schools that might not even pick me. So yeah. Is that I'm even in Kumasi right now? Thanks for your rich info, bro. God bless you. Yeah, Kumasi now is here for black black straps. Hey. Yeah, he said follow his YouTube channel. Yeah, you all have to follow my YouTube channel. We need money. We need money to finance other people so they also come here, right? We need money. So go straight to my YouTube and subscribe. I'll see you guys later on. And may God help each and every one of you. May God bless you. And may you have a wonderful day. Okay. Keep on working hard. That is what I'll say. Okay. Have a nice day, brothers and sisters. And all the people who typed I'll succeed, may it be done for you, just like you typed. The Betty, Daniel, Becca, Black Straps, Prince, yeah, everybody. So yeah, I'll see you. Visa is getting visa difficult of late, yeah, but it will be fine. That's why I'm always here. Okay, so I'll see you guys later on. I'll see you tomorrow. All the best. They do. Yes, send the school an email. That is very important. If you don't send it, I'm going to come there and beat you. Send them the email before. Okay. And everybody, don't make the 2 hours you spend here be a waste. Go try doing something. I'll see you guys tomorrow.